Yeah, there's a lot of misnomers around wanting to build one of these. I mean, the biggest one is cost. Right, we get a lot of calls like, hey, I mean, that's going to be like half of what a normal build, right? A stick-built home would be, and that's not true. It's the exterior structure is constructed differently, but just because your framework, stud frame or studs and exterior siding and all that stuff different than posts and big trusses and steel, that factor in and of itself is not going to create a massive cost benefit, right? Because you still have interior stuff, right? Cabinets. You still have, your bathroom, all the finishes and stuff that goes on the inside. That hasn't changed, right? Just based on how you've built the building. And then obviously you have all your utility stuff, right? You got to get power to it and all that. So yeah, I'd say that's a massive misnomer. I'd say another one just is what you can do with them. So what I mean by that is that there might be the misnomer that in both, we actually see it in both directions. We see the misconception that to be a pole barn home, it's got to be very basic. That's not true. It can be as elaborate as you want. Obviously with elaborate designs comes cost, right? And we also see the other misconception that it's got to be elaborate. Right. And that, to do a pole barn home, I want it to be massive and it's got to be custom. Right. And so we see it in both directions. It's got to be basic or it's got to be custom and elaborate. And really the truth is you can do within post frame construction, you can do either. And we see both ends of the spectrum in pole barn homes. We do see basic and we do see very elaborate. Right. It all depends on what are you going for. Right. One we do get a fair amount is because someone's thinking a pole barn home, right? I'm going to be building a post frame pole barn building. There can often be the misconception that I don't have to adhere to any codes, right? It's almost a thought like, well, I'm going to be building an ag building and then I'm going to put a residence inside of it. When in reality, right, this is a house, right? And there is, it's called IRC. There is a residential code that determines some factors and some things that got to be taken into consideration when you're building a home, right? Certain fire and life safety things, separations between shop and house space, right? Just in case of issues. So yeah, and that's one thing we're able to provide is a residential code compliant structure for a house use, for a home use. And so, yeah, so those are probably the big three, right? Cost misconceptions, design, either basic or complex, in both directions, and that really no codes are going to dictate how this goes.
If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more post-frame content. Thanks for watching, and always remember, build with confidence.